Unrealistic expectations. You think that you can change in one night cold turkey when it took you 20 to 30 years to get in the predicament that you are in. Understand that you will need time before you begin to notice any serious changes to your health. How long did it take you to get in the predicament that you're in? Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. From the time you were born, your body has been building several different forms of waste, toxins, and other variants of bacteria. Unless you have been consistently doing cardio, performing enemas and herbal detoxification cleanses from your date of birth, then chances are you've got plenty of junk and waste in your colon and intestines. Understanding the importance of the previous statement will allow you to set realistic goals in a reasonable time frame. Nothing frustrates the mind more than when people focus on things that have next to a 0% chance of becoming a near-future reality. It's only not realistic because there are no works aback of the desires. Therefore, you've deliberately chosen to partake in a fantasy. Comparisons. Cochise, my friend, lost 15 pounds on the Atkins diet, so I should be able to do that as well. It's good that you are inspired by your friend, but this approach is a big no-no. Comparing yourself is a fast road to disappointment, which leads to lack of motivation. You can't compare yourself to health nuts and people who have already undergone a major physical transformation. The reason is because you're only seeing the fruits of their labor. You were not present to witness the enormous amount of work that it took to get there. You begin to believe that because your arms are not built like Rick at the gym, then you won't be able to live healthy. My high school basketball coach, Robert Shannon, was a disciplinarian that stressed two things to his players. The first thing was never to read the newspaper clippings. He felt that we were too young to deal with the fame, and we could possibly get a false sense of reality mistakenly believing that we were better than what we actually were. The second thing Coach Shannon did was he always encouraged his players never to compare themselves to the next player. His logic was that if we only attempted to be better than the next player and were able to eventually accomplish this feat, then we would become complacent. The complacency would stem from the notion that there would be nothing else to work towards. The same should be said for your personal health. Not to compete, but to create is the mindset that one must possess. Complacency is the enemy of success. You want everything to taste good. I know you better than you could imagine. You find ways to put seasonings on any foods that seem to taste nasty or have a bitter taste. Better yet, you've become so accustomed to eating foods soaked in seasonings that you couldn't recognize the original flavor of most food if it was required of you. It has to taste good to you in order for you to eat it. I've got news for you. Not all healthy foods are going to taste great. Not all fat-burning foods are going to be finger-licking good. In fact, many will not, at first. But after you have gotten used to them, you'll be glad that you stuck it out. In the initial stages of my health journey, I was not a big proponent of broccoli because of the taste. The more I consumed the broccoli, the more I became accustomed to the taste, and now the taste is no longer an issue for me. The most logical reason for the rejection of the things that are beneficial to the body is relatively simple. As a society, we consume a plethora of food items that contain high levels of sugars and flavor enhancers. Our taste buds have been ruined since we were toddlers. We can thank our parents for that. When these additives are not present in any particular food source, we tend to feel the impact of the taste that much more. This is why most people will not have an adequate appreciation for particular fruits or vegetables that are considered bland in taste by the majority of people.